All right, everybody. I'm here with my cameraman Jerry here. So Jerry's gonna be recording, and Ralph. So if you're in Ralph's class and you're watching this, kids, wave to your teacher. Teacher, wave back to your. Okay, there you go. All right. And I'm Jim Jewell, and I'll be doing this, and you're gonna recognize something. I'm wearing the same shirt that I was wearing last year when I made this video. So.
He only has one shirt.
Yeah. Okay. Here's Jerry. I'm gonna let Jerry have the camera. You want to back up a little bit, Jerry. You don't want to be too close with me.
I know.
Okay, so this is Shark this year, and the first challenge is activate the geothermal power station. Jerry, you want to come on here, and you want to be able to see this zone B here.
Okay.
Okay, can you see it here? My hand, this area here. Okay. Your kids are going to have to score 300 points. You have to flip up this thing up here and push it up against the wall. Now, if it goes back, sometimes it can go here, and sometimes it stays up like that. But eventually, if it falls, it doesn't score. It has to be up against, either standing upright or against the wall like that to score 300 points.
Okay. Back to you.
You got that, Jerry? All right, thank you. Okay, number 2 is remove the raptiller shells. And so the raptiller shells are in zones 1, 10, and 11 right here. And they look like little tires. Let me just come up here and can you guys see what they look like there? They're the little tires. The tires come off they're the same tires that are on the rover that we used last year, and they're also using this year. Okay, remove the raptiller shells. You get 100 points per shell that you remove back to the player zone. So if you move all 3 of them back to the player zone, you get a maximum of 300 points to remove the raptiller shells. Okay, that's task number 2. Task number 3, it says deliver the raptiller shells, and so we need to take the raptiller shells. If we take them, Jerry, you need to move over here to zone J here. Okay, if you pick up the raptiller shells and drop them on these rods, one at a time, then you score a total of 300 points, 100 points for each one. Okay, you can also, if you score them, if you were to come up here and drop 2 of them at one time, and then drop the 3rd one, you would score 600 points. Okay, if you were to come up here and drop all 3 of them at one time, you get 1,500 points. And that's in addition to taking the 300 back to the player zone. So step 2 is 300 points, 300 points. Number 2 is 300 points total. And the maximum points here on this one here, on zone J, is 1,500 points. You can score either 300, 600, or up to 300, up to 600, and up to 1,500 on zone J in number 3. Okay, number 4, harvest the casa. These are casa columns. They're fully grown now. I don't know if you remember last year when we did this before, we had little bitty button size things, about not even a half this size, maybe a tenth of this size. And now they've grown full grown. So we need to take the casa in zone C here, and they're going to be sitting in a square shape here on the letter C. And we need to pick them up here and take them all the way over here to zone F and deliver them over here to zone F to score 100 points each. That'd be 400 points total. So if you only deliver 1, you'll get 100 points. Scoring is, as long as it's inside the purple, it scores. So they can all be just right here on the edge like this, and they can be on their sides or whatever, as long as they're in that zone and they don't roll out. Now that's not scoring, okay? But you want to get them inside the purple to score. All right. Next, number 5, it's called set up the scarecrow. Now last year we had skellins that we had to get rid of. This year we have skellin, and as you found out that skellins, as they get really old, you want to come over here, Jerry, and so they can see zone number 3 a little closer here. Come on around this side over here, Jerry. Okay, and zoom. Can you see this in here? This is zone 3. This is the skellin. You need to take the skellin from zone 3 and take it all the way over here to where the casa grows. in zone C. And so, like I said before, anywhere in this area scores. Now, if it's upright, you get 300 points if he's standing upright. If he's on his side or separated, as long as both pieces are lined up in zone C, then you get 100 points. Okay. Next, deliver the police rover. The police rover is here. Jerry, you want to come on over here? It's in zone D, and the build and how to get to it is on the website on YouTube videos. What you need to do is come around. Why don't you go around that side over there, Jerry, and get a different angle here on zone D. Okay. And so what your robots need to do is come up either push this that way or push this way. Either way, it's going to release the rover, and the rover rolls down like that. Then you need to take the rover from wherever it stops at here, whether you catch it here or whether you wait till it rolls here. Then you need to deliver the rover from here over to zone H where the police department's at. So you need to go from out of the carrier and over to here. Now, if you do that, you get 500 points. So release the rover and put it over here. Now, if you want to, you can take it back to the player zone back here, Jerry. Put it back to the player zone. If you want to take it back to the player zone, you can do that. That's fine. And as long as it ends up, back down here in zone H, Jerry, that's where they need to be. So anywhere inside this zone is scoring the rover. All right. Now, Jerry, these little things here are toxin collectors. And we have 3 toxin collectors on the field. One in zone 2, one in zone 16, and one in zone 17. And if you pick up the toxin collectors, so you can retrieve all 3. You want to give me those 2 there, Ralph? Reach that one. And there's another one over there. Okay. If you pick up the 3 toxin collectors and take them back to the player zone, you score retrieve. You get 200 points for each one of these you bring back here. Okay. If you take all 3 back here, that's for getting retrieving the toxin collector, number 7. Number 8 is if you take all 3 of them back over here, or any number, you get 300 points for each one delivered to zone F. Okay. So if you delivered from there back to here, you get a maximum number of 900 points. Number 9. This is my favorite part. Ralph's favorite part, because we're kind of hungry right now. Can you move over here, Jerry?
Okay.
Come on over to this angle over here. And just keep recording, I don't mind. I can cut it if I have to later. All right. This is the roaster. Once we figured out we needed a police department on Talana, we had to make donuts for them. So you're going to have to drive your robot out to here and lift this up here, and it will drop the donut in like that. And you might have to lift it a couple times, but normally it's going to be sitting right about here, and it always drops when you do it that way. Then you need to take this carrier and go back to here to the player zone, and that will score you 750 points. Okay, then if you go take it on number 10, you deliver the donuts to the police department, that scores you 250 points. Now, if you were to pick up the donut from the roaster and take it directly to here, you still get the 750 points for going in there. If it shows up there, then it's assumed that you took it home. So you still get those points for that. So any of these tasks that you do, if you can do it without taking it back there, then you still get those points as well. All right, number 11, activate the drill. Jerry, you want to come on around here from this angle here? And I want them to be able to see. I want them to be able to see this kind of silver area here on the tire here. And this arm here is centered, in the middle of this is centered between 7 and 13 here. And that's the middle of this thing here. And you don't have to have the exact same size tire here, but you do want this arm here to be lined up in the gap between, on the edge of the G here. There's a purple part here of the G that's open here. You want it to be there. And then in order to score 800 points here, all you have to do is turn this arm so that it intercepts this gray area or silver area here on the tire. So it can be anywhere in this area to score 800 points. All right, so that's activating the drill. Once you've activated the drill, it starts pumping water, and a surplus water tank is filled up. And so in order to score the surplus water tank, you need to transport this tank. So I'm going to step in front of you here, Jerry. You need to transport the water tank back here to the player's zone. If you can deliver it upright, that's worth 1,000 points, I believe. Yeah, 1,000 points if it's standing upright, or 200 points if it's on its side. Okay, so you want to make sure that you transport this. And there's a way to transport it. I'm not going to tell you how that works, but it can be done. All right. Next, in the player zone, we have, these are a post-it cube here. Can you see that, Jerry? Mm-hmm. Okay. And you have to take this little post-it cube from the player zone to zone number 5 on the board. And so the zone number 5 is over here on between zones F and H here. Number 5 is right here. So you've got it, if you can get it just like this, or just the very edge of it in the purple, it scores. Anywhere in there in purple, it scores. All right, that's how you score the office supplies. You score 300 points for getting it there. Okay, next, we have this little guy here. This is our felon. On Talana, we have criminals, just like anywhere else. And so this felon he is going to be transported to the next prison barge that comes through the galaxy. And we have to transport him from the player zone all the way over here, Jerry, all the way over to zone 14. If he's in this little pad area zone here, zone 14, he scores 400 points if he's anywhere in this zone here. Okay, and then zone number 15 on our task list is if you put a felon or somebody in the telepad, you must turn on the beacon so that the prison barge or somebody's picking up some CASA supplies or something else, they can know what to pick up and what they need to send. So you need to press on this thing here, and this will raise the beacon up at the top, and you'll see this thing here raised up. And so that's a way that turning on the beacon so that the prison barge can come to our planet. If you do that, you get 1,000 points for raising the thing on top, the prison, the beacon, for setting off the beacon. Okay, then next you have the 2 dwellings. These dwellings need to be replaced. They're worn out and dilapidated. If you pick them up either one at a time or do them both at the same time, bring them back here to the player zone. You get 500 points total for bringing both of them back, 250 points each. And then if you take them from here, and we're going to have a banker's box on the floor back here, and we have to bring them to the back of zone F and drop them over the wall here and into the box on the floor. If they do not go in the box, they do not score. But they're going to be in a regular banker's box like we used last year. And you have to go in through zone F and drop them off the back of zone F here for them to score. It's 500 points total for both of them, or 250. So if you pick them up from zone K and deliver them directly to zone F, you get 1,000 points for total of them. So each one's 500 points for picking them up and dropping them. All right. And last but not least is task number 18, which is not on the list, is a mystery task. And after we have our photo session on November 1st, come up to me and I'll have an index card with the mystery task, and you will have an hour to an hour and a half to prepare for that task, and that's your opportunity to show your programming skills. So that you get 1,000 points for doing the mystery task. The total number of points for this game are 11,400 points, and this is what the scorecard looks like. And you'll see the little boxes within the boxes on the side. Those are tasks that you will complete during the round, and the judges will score those as you do those tasks. And that's our game. Thank you for listening.
Hit the red button.
Yeah.